Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing today? My name is Morgan Tapp, and I am the owner of Papillon House Bookkeeping, which is a professional bookkeeping company for small businesses, architects, attorneys. That's kind of who we specialize in, but that's just our wheelhouse. We help everybody. And I like to hop over here every week. I do my best and give you guys some tips and tricks and um, things to just help you run your business a little smoother, at least the financial end of running a business and the bookkeeping aspects of all of that. We all know that being an entrepreneur can be kind of lonely, and I am here to make it fun and a little less lonely. Um, I don't know, I just want to help everybody. So I kind of hop over and I talk to you guys about things that have been going on in the business, things that have been talked about in the office. And this week, I want to talk to you guys about dun, 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 tax season. I know it's not as much fun as some of the other things, but it's kind of a big part of why we do what we do, right? You got to keep good books because we have to pay the tax man. And I want to go over, what can you do if you're behind and what is actually needed at the end of the year, right? Well, what is needed at the end of the year is clean books. What does that mean? What does it actually mean to have clean books? Well, we're going to talk about it. Clean books is basically making sure that you have all of your bank accounts and your credit cards. Yes, all of your credit cards. Okay, wait, caveat, credit cards in the business's name, not in your name, business name. All of your business credit cards hooked up and streamed in to whatever accounting software you are using, okay? We use QuickBooks Online, so that's kind of my go-to example. So you want to have all of those accounts hooked up to your accounting software, and you need to categorize every single transaction, all of them. All right, so that's going to be, your gas, your meals, meals with clients, travel, vehicle maintenance, office supplies, court filings, subcontractors, all of those things. You want to categorize every single one of your transactions, okay? And and you want to have all of them reconciled. All of them. Every month. Every single month reconciled. And I'm not just talking about reconciled. I mean like truly reconciled without one penny, not 1 cent in your reconciliation discrepancies account, nothing in your uncategorized account, nothing in Ask My Accountant. I mean, everything categorized, everything reconciled, all the bank accounts, all the credit cards. That's where we start, okay? That is like ground zero for clean books. Now you want to talk, now let's talk about the next step of clean books and what that means. Sorry, I get a little excited over here. You want all of your liabilities, which means all of your loans, to be accounted for. So you want, in a perfect world, you want all of your liabilities, which go on the balance sheet, to have the starting amount and then all of the payments. All right. And then in a separate file, on the OneDrive or wherever you keep your documents, you want to have that loan document that shows everything with your signature at the bottom. And you want it to show the amortization schedule, and you kind of want to keep that, right? Now, in a perfect world, we would be breaking out interest and principal. But, if you're not doing that on your payments, that's okay. But if you have your documents and you can hand them to your CPA, they can do that for you, that small part. But we're just talking about what it means to have clean books in the first place. Just to recap, we're talking about categorizing and reconciling, and now we're talking about loans on the balance sheet. Those kinds of things are more like the P&L. Now we're on to the balance sheet. You want all of your liabilities properly recorded with totals and your payments, interest broken out from principal. Okay? Then you want all of your assets to be accounted for as well. An asset is going to be anything over $500. This is your major purchases. This is going to be, computers, your cars, your vehicles go on there too. They are both. You have the asset and you have the liability because you're paying off the loan. Unless you bought it in cash, well, then it's only an asset and good for you. Again, you're going to have that paperwork that has the depreciation schedule on it too. If you don't have that, your CPA can help you with that as well. But you want to have that on your balance sheet also. You want to have all your liabilities, all of your assets, and let's see, clean books. All right, now we're talking about once you have that basic part, that is just all of the money's in, money's out of your business. Now let's talk about your clients' clean books. Okay, AP and AR. You want to have all of that in there as well, nice and pretty. AP is going to be accounts payable. This is anything you have to pay to a vendor. Okay, so when the vendor sends it to you, it's a bill. On their end, it's an invoice. On your end, it's a bill. Okay, if you guys already know this, that's fine. I'm sorry, then this part isn't for you. But I get the question, so I want to give the definition, all right? For anybody who maybe is unsure, because oftentimes people will say invoice for everything. And I'm like, wait, did you send it or did you receive it? And they're like, oh, well, no, I got it. They invoiced me. I'm like, okay, yes, they invoiced you, but now it is a bill because they had the invoice. Does that make sense? So AP, accounts payable, everything you have to pay out, all of your unpaid bills. Okay, so you want to record these in your accounting software. You want to say, okay, I got a bill for $100. Let me put that in with the vendor. And then you're going to show that you paid that bill, right? You wrote a check, you mailed something, you swiped the card, you went online and paid it, okay? You're going to mark it paid. Now, in a perfect world, you're going to wait, and then once it hits the bank account, you're going to match it to that bill. Okay, so $100, paid it, matched it, and if you're a really good overachiever, you want to take the bill that they sent you, their invoice, and you want to take the receipt, the PDF that you would like store on your OneDrive, and you want to attach those to it. So now you have the entire accounting process of that one bill in the system, okay? So if anyone has any questions, you can just pull it right up and they can just see it all right there. You want to do that for all of your bills, okay? All of them. Put them all in, show them as paid. If they have been paid, then wait for it to come through the feed, match it, upload the documents, and you're good. That's your AP. Now let's talk about AR, accounts receivable. This is all of the money you are to receive from clients. Now, this is where you have invoices. Now you are doing the invoicing, so you want to go into your accounting software. Again, we use QuickBooks Online, and you want to enter in all of your invoices. You don't have to send from QBO. In fact, a lot of people don't. A lot of our people have another third-party software just for invoicing, because the truth is it's a little hard in QuickBooks to do the invoicing. And if you mess it up and it gets tangled, it's a really big headache to untangle it. So they like to just keep it all separate, and QuickBooks becomes the record-keeping software, and they have a different software where they actually manage their projects or bill their clients and collect their payments. But we're just talking about clean books. So on the record keeping side of it, you want to put your invoice in. So you're going to invoice John Smith for $100. You're going to get that check in the mail, or you're going to receive that credit card payment from wherever you go, Stripe, whatever. And you're going to mark it as paid. And then again, when that hits the bank, you are going to match it to the invoice to show that John Smith paid his $100. You're going to upload any paperwork you have to go along with it, any kind of receipts or anything that comes from your third-party software. Maybe you make your invoices in a spreadsheet, because a lot of my architects have those really awesome, intricate invoices that don't necessarily need to go in QuickBooks, but they need to be kept for their records. And so they'll upload as an attachment their spreadsheet invoice or their third-party software invoice, and then they just put it in QuickBooks as, like I said, records keeping. So, clean books. You want to have all of your AR, all of your AP, all of your accounts hooked up, everything reconciled, everything categorized. That is the basics of clean books. Now, attorneys, I'm not talking about your trust accounts. That's a whole separate thing. You know what you have to do for your trust account. I know what you have to do for your trust account. If you need me to say it, fine. Do your three-way reconciliations. If you're going to put it in the books and not do something like new trust or something, then you need to make sure you have it down there as an asset and a liability. Everything has to match. It has to zero out. You have to account for every penny, and you have to show your transfers from trust to operating, and nothing can overlap. Okay, there was my little aside basics to show you I know about trust accounts, but there's a lot more that goes into it. We're just talking about clean books. Keep your trust account clean. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program. So, see, now I lost my whole train of thought. Clean books. That is where we start. That is what is needed to do tax prep. I mean, really, you have to give a good profit and loss statement, also known as an income statement, also known as a P&L, to the CPA, and a balance sheet. You have to give those to them, and they have to be correct. Otherwise, you're going to get charged a whole bunch of money. That's why your bill is $3,000. Because if you just hand them 12 months worth of bank statements, oh my Lord, they're doing exactly what I just told you to do, and they are charging you for it. Okay? You want that? Do it yourself or hire me, and then you don't have to worry about it. So that is what is needed at the end of the year. They're also going to ask you for your loan documents. They're going to ask you for the amortization schedule. They're going to ask you for the depreciation schedule if you have it. Otherwise, they're going to be looking it up for you. Okay? Now, what do we do if we're behind? Well, you have two choices, okay? You really only have very few choices. You either have to catch it up yourself, get someone like me to do it for you, or hand your CPA 12 statements and pay a giant bill, okay? And let me just say, because this hurts me a lot for you guys, if you wait until December, November, January, and you hand your CPA those 12 bank statements, you have to know that you are not saving 1 penny on your tax obligation. Not one. And it's not because your CPA is a jerk. Your CPA is probably awesome. It's because you didn't give them any time. Like, you can't invest money after the fact. If you would have been doing this all along and like gone and had a quarterly meeting with them in like March, June, July, all of those like quarters, the month right after the quarter, and they could have seen your trends of income, and they could have been like, hey, Bob, I have this program over here, and if you want to move some of that money, well, then you can save this many dollars on your tax obligation over here. Like, if you wait until the end of the year, you don't have any time to like move your money. So not only are you paying the top of your CPA's services bill, you're paying the top of your tax obligation too. And that like hurts me. Don't do that. You can save money if you just plan a little bit or let us do it for you. I mean, ultimately, of course, that's my goal. Like, come on, there's always a pitch, right? So if you want to do your books yourself, go for it. You're going to spend however many hours it takes you to get all of that done every month, in addition to your revenue making tasks. So whatever you do as an architect, an attorney, a GC, an engineer, a contractor, or a small business. You're doing all of those things. And you have to keep the clean books, which is all the things I just said, which is probably going to take you, I mean, at least 15 hours a month. At least, because you're not going to be as efficient. I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but you're not, because it's not what you do every day, right? So it's going to take you a little longer to find the button and to upload and all of those things, right? So the best option, in my humble opinion, would be to hire it out. And if you don't want to do it with us, that's fine. I don't really care. I just want you to make the most money and be the best at what you are. So if you are behind, you have to catch up, or you have to let go of saving. Now, if you want to catch up and you can't do it yourself, then you hire someone like me. And me and my team come in and we gather all of the documents, all of the information, all of your QuickBooks, and we just dive in and we fix it all for you. And we get it done in a quarter of the time. And then we maintain it going forward, which is really the key for you, is us maintaining those books and giving you professional services and clean books and all of that. Plus all the icing on the cake things that we do for everybody, like financial packages every month and like meetings and advice and all that stuff. But in its core, in its basics, we give you clean books so that you can send it to your CPA, or if you don't have one, we have one too. But and you can have those quarterly meetings and ask those questions and make your tax planning. So that is the crux of tax preparedness: clean books and reporting, and regular, semi-regular meetings with your CPA so that you can make strategies and plan for the tax season coming up. If you need help, or you have questions, or you don't even know if your books are clean, reach out. I am always happy to talk to people. I don't care if you're a client or not. I don't care if you want to be a client. I'm always talking to people, because I really do just want to help everyone. I want you guys to be breathing easy in this day, in this entrepreneurial journey, which is what I always like to call it. I hope this has been helpful for you. Again, my name is Morgan Tapp, and if you have any desire to get a hold of me, I'm so easy. I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram. You can go to our website, which is papillon.house. You can email me, morgan@papillon.house. The name's right behind me. I'll drop it in the comments or in the description. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great day and a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.